Min, I will give you.
The ocean stirs, the heart inspires the imagination, and brings eternal joy to to the soul. Welcome you all back for the second day program on short-term course in biodiversity. Biodiversity is our most valuable but least appreciated resource. Today, we will be enlightened about the coastal biodiversity and ecosystems of India. Before we start up the session, I would like to invite Dr. P. Sumati Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, College, Coimbatore, to welcome the gathering speaker, Dr. K. Kathiresan, sir. Please, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to one and all gathered here for this short-term course in biodiversity, status, services, and management practices organized by the Department of Botany PG Diploma in Biodiversity, Konganada Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. In this special time, I would like to welcome and thank Dr. M. Arichami sir, President, Konganada Arts and Science College, for providing me a chance to welcome and address the gathering for the course. I would express my heartfelt gratitude and welcome to our beloved Secretary and Director Dr. C.A. Vasiki ma'am for providing us an opportunity to welcome you all. Sincere welcome to our Principal Dr. M. Lakshmanan Sami sir, Konganada Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Chinnasamy sir, Dr. S. Palsamy sir, Dean and R&D, and Dr. S. R. Madan Sangha sir, Dean Academic of Konganad Arts and Science College, for helping and motivating us to conduct short-term courses for the career upliftment of the students. Heartfelt welcome to the head, Dr. K. Tenmali ma'am, Organizing Secretary K. Karthika, Dr. K. Karthika, and all other coordinators and organizing committee members of the Department of Botany, Konganad Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. I would also like to welcome the students, research scholars, and faculty members from our college and also from various other colleges, institutions, universities from the state and also from other states. Now, I would express my warm and prestigious welcome to our speaker, Dr. K. Kathiresan sir, Honorary Professor, Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, Faculty of Marine Science, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. Dr. K. Kathiresan sir, formerly Dean and Director, Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology, and a member syndicate at Annamalai University. He was UGC Dean faculty from 2007 to 2009. Dr. Kathiresan is a world-class scientist a new mangrove species, Rhizophora annamalai, named after the university. He has documented over 5,000 biological species in India mangrove forest. He raised a mangrove forest along the Vellar estuary in Tamil Nadu and Ariyankuppam estuary in Puducherry. His efforts saved many lives during tsunami in 2004 and also improved the fishery reserve. In many committees such as National Biodiversity Authority 2007 to 2009, National Committee of Mangrove and Coral Reefs 1997 to 2003, Mangroves Task Force 1999, Tamil Nadu State Wildlife Board 2004 to 2005 and 2011 to 2012. He also served as a mangrove consultant in UAE during the February 2018 and January 2019. At present, he is a member in the steering committee of All India Coordinated Program on Taxonomy and a member of IUCN Mangrove Specialist Group and Wetland International Africa. Currently, he is the Vice President of National Institute of Ecology, Jodhpur, and also Vice President of Mangrove Society of India, Goa. Since 2003, he conducts a 15-day international training on mangroves and financial assistance and United Nations University and UNESCO. Sir has published 500 research publications and 10 books. Sir has guided 40 PhD and 22 MPhil degrees. Annamalai University conferred him with the highest degree Doctor of Science in Marine Biology. Star has received many awards. Tamil Nadu Scientist Award in 1995, International Naga Award in 2001, Distinguished Teacher Award in 2009 by Annamalai University, Mangrove Society of in 2017, National Academy of Biological Sciences in 2019. Sar has visited 15 countries in the world. And now it's an immense pleasure for me to welcome you, sir, for your invited speak on this short-term biodiversity course on the topic coastal biodiversity and the ecosystem of India. We welcome you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Most beautiful and brainy brothers and sisters, I deem it a rare honor and great privilege to speak in the prestigious college, Kongunad Arts and Science Autonomous College, Coimbatore. Thanks to Dr. K. Karthika, Organizing Secretary, and Dr. Tenmozhi, Head of the Department, for having invited me. In fact, my senior, former Vice Chancellor, Professor S. Manian, in fact, asked me to deliver a talk, and followed by that, Dr. Balswamy, he also invited me. Thanks to all of them for their love and affection. Are you sleeping? You please sleep, but don't snore. Thank you. Now I am going to speak on coastal ecosystems and coastal biodiversity in India. India has a long coastline of 7,500 kilometers in 13 maritime states and union territories. Of these 7,500 kilometer long coastline, 5,500 kilometer coastline is present in mainland, and the remaining 2,000 kilometer coastline is existing in offshore islands. India is gifted with 1,382 offshore islands, of which 514 islands are on the mainland and 868 in the island territories. So we should feel proud of our country because it is gifted with a lot of natural resources. India is again gifted with 14 major rivers, 44 median and 162 minor rivers. And all these rivers are traveling more than 40,000 kilometers long and supplying the nutrients to the coastal environment. You see, in India, we have two important seas, Bay of Bengal on the east coast of India, Arabian Sea on the west coast of India. And all the mighty rivers are found to be present along the east coast of India. Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, Mahanadi, Ganga. So all these mighty rivers are found to be present along the east coast of India. And in the west coast of India, the major rivers are Narmada and Tapti. They are very fast flowing rivers. And so India is gifted with the wealth of rivers, and they bring in lot of nutrients. Say for example, the river is bringing the silt particles in the fresh water. Then they combine with the sea water in the estuary. So the silt particle in the fresh water combines with the ions of the sea water. So what happens? The silt particles will become heavier and they will settle down due to heavier waves at the river mouths, forming the deltas. India has 96,540 square kilometer area of deltas. So the richest delta system we have. The deltas are highly fertile because it is rich in alluvial soil and they are encouraging the growth of mangroves. If you take a cross section of our country, from the west and east coast, the east coast has got smooth slope, whereas west coast has got the steep slope. Deltas are present only along the east coast. Deltas are absent along the west coast because the estuaries are funnel shaped in the case of west coast, but the estuaries are, they are very efficiently present along the east coast of India. The deltas are present because of the mighty rivers found to be present along the east coast of India. India has got the tidal range of 1 to 6 meters. So if you go to West Bengal, the tidal height is 2 to 4 meters height. And if you go to Gulf of Kutch and Kampar, the tidal range is more than 4 meter tide height. And the west coast has got the rocky coast with narrow sandy beaches, whereas the east coast has got the broader deltaic environment. So these are the differences between the coastal environment of India. So continental shelf. The continental shelf is less than 200-meter depth between coastline and the ocean. So the distance between the coastline and the ocean with the depth less than 200 meters is called as continental shelf. This continental shelf area is very large along the west coast. We have few hundreds of kilometers width continental shelf along the west coast. East coast has got very narrow continental shelf. It's just 50-kilometer width. So this is the main difference between these two coastal areas. And there are two important monsoons in this country. Southwest monsoon between May June is stronger along the west coast of India. Northeast monsoon is peaking at October to November. It's very strong along the east coast of India. So these two monsoons are responsible for bringing in rain and also the agricultural activities of the country. India has exclusive economic zone of 2.01 million square kilometers. We have so much of area under our control. And if you take the east coast of India, Bay of Bengal, the primary productivity is low, whereas in the Arabian Sea, west coast of India, the primary productivity is very, very high. The reason is in the west coast of India, the nutrient level is high due to upwelling process. Due to upwelling process, nutrient-rich cold water from the bottom is coming up to the nutrient-poor top water layer. So these high nutrients are responsible for high primary productivity. And also Arabian Sea is high in salinity. Coming to the east coast, the primary productivity is low. It is mainly because of low nutrients. This is due to poor upwelling process. So due to the mighty river present along the east coast of India, we have low saline environment. Low saline environment. So India has unique coastal geomorphic features, and they develop a variety of ecosystems. Indian coastal ecosystems have the total area of 42,230 square kilometers. Coastal ecosystems are mangroves. There are 38 important mangrove areas along the country. There are 5 major coral reefs along the country. There are 5 major spots of seagrass beds in the country. There are 97 major estuaries in this country. There are 34 lagoons in India. There are 324 sand dunes are found to be present in India. The extensive mudflats, the extensive salt marshes are also present as the coastal ecosystems of this country. In addition to coastal ecosystems, mangroves, coral reef, seagrasses, estuaries, lagoons, sand dunes, tidal mudflats, and salt marshes, there are coastal landforms. like sandy beaches, cliffs, rocky shores. So these are all the coastal landforms. So because of the diversity in the habitat, because of the rich diversity along the coastal habitat, the biodiversity is also very high in India. The, the importance of coastal ecosystems, you see the ecosystem services rendered by these coastal ecosystems are enormous. One is coastal protection. The coast and the coastal communities are protected by the coastal ecosystems from the fiery effect of natural calamities. Coastal ecosystems play a vital role in socio-economic development of this country. 30% of Indians are dependent on coastal ecosystems for their livelihood and coastal economy. Important activities are shipping, fishing. In the case of fisheries, 4 million people are dependent in this country on the coastal ecosystems. Agriculture, aquaculture, human settlement. There are 486 coastal towns in India and 3,288 fishing villages in this country. Tourism development, marine infrastructures, industries. We have 12 major ports in this country and the power plants and so on. And today the issue is climate change. Climate change is a global threat. Carbon dioxide keeps on increasing, thereby increasing atmospheric temperature. Therefore, the human diseases are increasing. The viral particles are getting mutated and spreading at a faster rate. Chikungunya, mutton gunya, beef gunya, pork gunya, crab gunya and whatnot, all gunyas are coming because of the global atmospheric temperature increase. The fish resources are declining. Heat waves are increasing. Cyclone intensity is increasing and sea level is rising, resulting in increasing salinity and coastal erosion. So what is to be done to control the sea level rise? What is to be done to control the atmospheric temperature and the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? So this is a great global challenge and threat. So today, global warming, a serious threat, is felt by all the nations. So we have to reduce 7% of atmospheric carbon dioxide. If you don't reduce 7% atmospheric carbon dioxide, the temperature will exceed 2 degrees centigrade and the impacts will become catastrophic and dangerous. India is becoming the hotspot due to high level of carbon dioxide emission. And the Indian coastal waters are warming faster than 90% of the world ocean. So what is the solution for this, the serious threat of global warming? The potential solution I can say is blue carbon, blue carbon, blue carbon. Only blue carbon can provide the potential solution for the serious threat of global warming. What is blue carbon? The term was coined just a decade ago. It refers to organic carbon that is captured and stored by the oceans and coastal ecosystems. You see, the coastal ecosystems occupy just 2% of the ocean, but they store 50% of the carbon in the sediments. So these coastal ecosystems are called blue carbon ecosystems, and 80% of the carbon is processed in the world sea. So therefore, coastal ecosystems are very important, even though they are occupying just 2% of the ocean. They store 50% of carbon in their sediments. Therefore, coastal ecosystems are extremely important. So, what are these coastal ecosystems, blue carbon ecosystems? These blue carbon ecosystems are predominantly mangroves, seagrasses, and salt marshes. These are the three important blue carbon ecosystems which are essentially required to overcome the problem of global warming today. And these three ecosystems we are going to discuss now. Seagrass ecosystem. Seagrass ecosystem, the seagrass is the only marine flowering plants completing the whole life cycle under the sea. No other plant can complete life cycle under the sea. So they are all monocotyledonous plants. In India, we have 14 species under 6 genera. India has 517 square kilometer of seagrass communities. That is 0.5% of the global area of seagrass. And in India, we have recorded 340 animal species associated with seagrass beds and seagrass meadows, especially sea cow, duhong. No seagrass, no duhong. The sea cow is disappearing because seagrass are disappearing. And the marine turtles are dependent on seagrasses for feeding. And interestingly, these organisms are feeding the seagrasses during night hours. I do not know why they are eating in the night hours. So the seagrasses are very important ecosystem in India. We have 517 square kilometers in this country. There are threats to seagrasses. Every year, 1 to 2% of the seagrasses are disappearing in this country. Very interestingly, our Tamil Nadu Bog Bay has 330 square kilometers of seagrass bed, the largest seagrass meadows in this country. So Bog Bay is a paradise for seagrass bed. And Chilka seagrasses are affected by storms, flood, and dredging operations. Gulf of Mannar and Bog Bay seagrasses are affected by anchoring boats, propeller damage, use of push net, trash net, bottom gill net, and shell collection activities. Andaman Nicobar seagrasses are affected by boating, tourism, and storms. And Lakshadweep seagrasses are disappearing due to grazing by green turtle and also boating activities. Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, port and harbors, fishing, boat activities are threats to seagrass communities. So therefore now the seagrass transplantation technique is being attempted in several places, especially Center of Advanced Study in Marine Biology has attempted the transfer of seagrasses successfully. The next coastal ecosystem, salt marshes. India has 466 square kilometers of salt marshes. The area is salty and wetty. Salt and wetty areas, you can find the salt marsh. Succulent halophytes, mostly herbs and shrubs. And these salt marshes are abundant in this country. And this is an indication of high salinity. Next ecosystem is coral reef ecosystem. The most beautiful ecosystem. This is the tropical rainforest of the ocean. It is biologically diverse. most productive. In India, we have recorded 11,077 species, animal species associated with the coral reef ecosystems. And the coral reefs are totally formed biologically by calcium carbonate. Microalgae are responsible for the formation of coral reefs. These microalgae remove carbon dioxide from calcium bicarbonate, and the calcium bicarbonate is converted into calcium carbonate, and calcium carbonate is getting precipitated, as a skeleton of this coral reefs. This formation, coral reef skeleton formation, is because of microalgae. And these microalgae are living symbiotically with these coral reef animals. And these corals are colonized with ornamental fishes, beautiful ornamental fishes. There are 4 major types of coral reefs. Fringing reef. This is very common. It is nearer to the coastal area. So you can see the yellow region. This is a fringing reef. It's near to coastal line. Then barrier reef. In Australia, you can see the barrier, largest in the world. This barrier reef is parallel to the coast. This is the coast. This is parallel to the coastline. The reef is present. And they are separated with a deep lagoon. A deep lagoon is separating the barrier reef, from the coastline. In the case of atoll, the corals are formed like a ring. They are formed like a ring around the island, and it is enclosing a lagoon, because the island is sinking and the corals are emerging out as a ring around the island. So this is called atoll. Then the 4th type is called platform. This is the patch reef with the typical radial growth. So fringing reef, barrier reef, atoll reef, platform or patch reefs. These are the 4 important types of coral reefs. All the 4 types of coral reefs are found to be present in India. We should feel proud of our country. The area is 1,401 square kilometers of coral reef ecosystems. There are 5 important, the coral reef areas. Andaman Nicobar, you can see fringing and barrier type of coral reefs. Gulf of Mannar, we have fringing type of coral reefs. Lakshadweep, you have the atoll type of coral reefs. Lakshadweep means 1 lakh island means. And the platform type is present in Gulf of Kutch, Gujarat. And there are coral reefs, coral patches in Malvan, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa. So you can find all the 4 major types of coral reefs found to be present in this country. Today problem is coral bleaching and mortality. The coral bleaching is caused by El Nino. That is high sea surface temperature, especially during summer. Because of the high sea surface temperature in summer, the coral bleaching takes place. The coral bleaching occurred in 1998 in India, then 2010 and 2014 to 2017, and the recovery is very slow. It takes 10 to 50 years for the recovery after bleaching. So heavy loss of coral is expected during 2030-40 in Lakshadweep. Then in other places 2050 and 70. So the coral bleaching is going to be a regular event in the future. What shall we do now? Now we are trying the coral restoration. The coral restoration is being successfully demonstrated in Thuthukurin. In Thuthukurin, the coral restoration has been demonstrated by um, uh, SDMRI and the Forest Department, Tamil Nadu government. Then the regular continuous monitoring is required for all the coral. We have long-term data only for Gulf of Mannar and Lakshadweep, not for other coral reef areas. So we need a long-term data by the continuous regular monitoring process. And the coral restoration, especially acrophora, you cut the acrophora, keep it in the concrete blocks, and then keep it under the sea. It will grow faster. So coral reef is growing faster. The restoration is quite possible. Coral rejuvenation is quite possible in this country. We are taking all out effort to conserve coral reef ecosystems. Coastal sand dunes, they are mounds on the shore. Beyond the highest high tide, three important factors: wind, sand, and vegetation. These are the three prerequisites for sand dune formation. This is the most stressful environment. Drought, nutrient deficiency, high wind, and salt sprays. Even when the vegetation is growing in this environment. India has 247 square kilometers of coastal sand dunes in this country. They are the excellent barrier against the natural calamities. There are three types of sand dunes. One is foreshore sand dunes, where you can see only herb, and midshore sand dunes. You can see the mushtaq of Ravana and Ipomia pesca prey like that. And in the hind shore area, you can see the casuarina trees, abundantly present in the sand dune areas. Tidal mudflats. India has an extensive tidal mudflat of 5,621 square kilometers. And the coastal wetlands, these tidal mudflats are the coastal wetlands in intertidal areas with the sediments deposited by tides or rivers. By area, tidal mudflats are dominant in this country. We have extensive mudflats, and these mudflats provide habitat for the birds. So we have enormous bird species, both migratory and the residential bird species, because of the tidal mudflats found to be present. Lagoon ecosystem. There are two types of lagoon system. Already we have seen atoll lagoon, coral reef lagoon system. There, the coral rings are enclosing a lagoon. So that is atoll lagoon. Atoll lagoon. Another one is coastal lagoon. This coastal lagoon is separated from the sea by the sandbar. This is a shallow water body. Normally, the lagoon ecosystem occurs on mixed sand and gravel coastlines. India has 2,460 square kilometers of the lagoon ecosystem in this country. Very beautiful lagoon ecosystem, and it's an attractive site for tourists. Sandy beaches. India has 630 square kilometers of sandy beaches. By length, 50% of our Indian coastline is sandy. Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh have the highest sandy beaches in the order. Gujarat has the highest, Second comes Tamil Nadu and then Andhra Pradesh. And this coast, the sandy beaches are unfavorable place for many organisms because it is highly unstable, and the instability of the sand substratum is making the habitat unfavorable for many organisms. So biodiversity is low here due to lack of habitat diversity. Habitat diversity. Estuaries. Estuary is a place where fresh water and salt water or sea water meets and mix. So the striking feature of the estuarine system is fluctuating salinity, fluctuating temperature. So in order to cope up with the fluctuating temperature and salinity, the highly tolerant species are present in the estuarine system. So they are highly tolerant to a wide range of salinity, a wide range of temperatures, and the organisms are growing here. Most tolerant genetic resources you can find in estuarine system. India has 309 square kilometers of estuaries in this country. Cliffs. These cliffs are mostly formed by sedimentary rocks. We say sedimentary rocks, sandstone, limestone, chalk, and dolomite. And these sedimentary rocks are resistant to weathering and erosion. So the cliffs are found to be present along Indian coastline. They are formed by sedimentary rocks. Rocky shores. India has 62 square kilometers of rocky shores. And this rocky shore is an ideal substrate for the attachment of the seaweeds and molluscan forms to colonize and grow luxuriantly. And the rocky shore environment is ideal for seaweed communities in this country. India has 844 species of seaweeds and the 270 genera, remarkable seaweed resource. We have three types of seaweeds: green seaweed, chlorophyta; brown seaweeds, Theophyta; red seaweeds, Rhodophyta. All the three groups are found to be present in India. 844 species. In Tamil Nadu has the highest seaweed diversity, 302 species. That is 1/3 of the seaweed of Indian Ocean is present in Tamil Nadu. Next comes Gujarat, 202. Then Maharashtra, 152. Then Lakshadweep, 89. And Andhra Pradesh, Andaman, Kerala. But least seaweed resources are found to be present in Odisha and West Bengal. It's only just 6 species of seaweed. And very interestingly, India has got 22 genera of edible seaweeds. But we are not eating the seaweeds, as Chinese and Japanese are eating. So much resources of seaweeds are. You make a comparison for the ecosystem services rendered by coastal marine ecosystems for their economic value. Say deep sea, coastal plankton, seagrass, mangroves, and tidal marsh. So the ecosystem service value per hectare in US dollar is the highest with mangroves. So mangrove has got the greatest value of ecosystem service of 91,000 US dollars per hectare. So much of economic value in terms of ecosystem services are rendered by mangrove coastal ecosystems Therefore, we have to have more focus on the mangrove ecosystems now. Mangroves, mangroves, mangroves are the only tall tree forest in muddy intertidal zone of tropical and subtropical coasts. So mangroves are the only tall tree forest between land and sea in the muddy intertidal zone of tropical and subtropical coasts. And this is the only blue carbon forest on the earth. And this is the oceanic rainforest. And this is the tidal forest, most highly productive ecosystem on the earth. And the biomass is greater than any other aquatic systems on the earth. Mangroves are remarkably adapted to any adverse conditions. These are all the unique features of mangroves. And the mangroves have got three components: mangrove waters and mangrove forest associated with seawater and freshwater upstream environment. And the freshwater environment is bringing microbes, nutrients, and silt to mangroves. And the mangroves are providing microbes, nutrients, and silt particles to the seawater. And this is a continuous flow through system. Continuous flow through system. And the mangroves are increasing the fertility of the seawater system. And the fishes are migrating from seawater to freshwater for breeding purpose. And some fishes, they migrate from freshwater to seawater for breeding purpose. And this process is going on. If the continuity of this water system is broken by constructing bridges, and definitely it will affect the coastal fertility, productivity, and fish productivity, and so on. So therefore, that maintaining the continuity is very, very important. Mangrove sustenance and the management of mangrove is very important, not only for the upstream systems, but also the seawater systems. Mangroves support fish resources. No mangrove, no prawn. No mangroves, no crabs. No forest on land, no fish in the sea. 75% of the tropical fishes are born within mangroves. 80% of the global food fish catches are dependent on mangroves. Mangroves serve as feeding, breeding, and nursery grounds for prawn, crab, mollusks, fishes, birds, reptiles, and mammals. And these mangroves, they support flagship species, charismatic macrofauna. If you take Sundarban, the tiger is the flagship species, charismatic macrofauna. Borneo mangroves, proboscis monkey is the charismatic macrofauna. In Philippine mangroves, tailfin lizard and pangolins, they are the charismatic macrofauna. So the mangroves support the charismatic flagship species. Mangroves also provide habitat for threatened endemic wildlife species. 48 birds, 14 reptiles, 1 amphibian, and 6 mammals are endemic to mangroves, found to be present in Asia and Australia. 40% of which are globally threatened. Say, for example, brown winged kingfisher and mangrove whistler and white piper and Macti robin, greater flemback. So these are very important endemic species. They are found to be present only in mangrove ecosystem. So can you identify this picture? Is none other than myself only. This is the most beautiful picture ever taken in my lifetime because I am working in mangroves. Even in marriage album, I am not beautiful. Here I am very beautiful because I collected the biodiversity data for mangroves of this country. Just compiled all the data and I made a record 5,746 species. Indian mangroves are globally unique with the highest record of biodiversity, 5,746 species. No other countries in the world have recorded so many species to be present. Just 43 mangrove species, but 881 other floral species and 4,822 faunal species. So the highest record of biodiversity you can find along the Indian mangrove coastal areas. Secondly, Odisha. Odisha is the mangrove plant genetic paradise of the world. There is one place called Pitharkaniga in Odisha. Here there is a small island called Kali Banjdia, which has got 74% of Indian mangrove species. 28 mangroves and 68 associates, totally 96 species present. In addition, largest population of birds and crocodiles are present. So the Odisha mangrove Pitharkaniga is the mangrove plant genetic paradise of the world. Should be feel proud of that. In the same way, when I say Odisha is the mangrove plant genetic paradise of the world, I can say Sundarban is the mangrove faunal genetic paradise of the world. The Sundarbans support the globally threatened species, tigers, fishing cat, Gangetic dolphin, estuarine crocodile, horseshoe crab, water monitor lizard, river terrapin. And the Sundarban is the largest mangrove forest in the world. The Bangladesh and India put together. And this is the only mangrove tiger kingdom of the world. No other mangroves in the world have tigers. Only the Sundarban has tigers. And you see, I am representing India in IUCN Mangrove Specialist Group. We have identified 11 mangrove species in the world are threatened. So out of these 11 globally threatened species, 2 are from India. One species is called Heritira fomis, popularly called as Sundari. Sundarban is named after the species Sundari, but Sundari herself is disappearing now. But at the same time, Pitharkaniga, Odisha supports this globally threatened mangrove species, Sundari Heritira fomis. So this is the uniqueness. And the world's largest nesting site of sea turtle, olive ridley turtle, is found to be present nearer to mangroves in Pitharkaniga in India. So we have the world's largest nesting site of the sea turtle, olive ridley. At a time, you can see 0.5 million turtles, young ones you can see here. So that is the unique feature of this country. Mangroves are being worshipped in India. We are strong in the sentiment. We are stronger in the spiritual value and the feelings. In Tamil Nadu, Lord Nadaraja temple, a mangrove species is being worshipped as Talavriksham, a temple tree. So this is the mangrove temple in the world. In the same way, Sundarbans, the mangrove forest and the tiger they are all worshipped in this country. So any valuable thing in this country is being worshipped as God. Mangroves are not exception. They are also being worshipped. Again, mangroves are globally unique in India. The mangroves in India have the total area of 4,975 square kilometers. Out of 4,975 square kilometers, 43% present in Sundarbans. Topmost. And the second topmost is 24% in Gujarat. So totally 67% of the Indian mangroves are present only in these two places, Sundarban and Gujarat. And unfortunately, these two places are found to be present in the stressful coastal environment. High energy coast. It's Sundarban 5-meter tidal amplitude, and here Gujarat it is 7 meters. So both these environments, even though the vast mangrove area is located in the stressful environment, this is the global uniqueness. Sundarban is wet, humid, but with high biodiversity. Gujarat is arid and dry, but with low biodiversity. The third largest mangrove forest is in Andaman Nicobar, 12%. 12% Andaman Nicobar with high biodiversity. So these are all the unique features of mangroves in this country. East Coast is supporting 57% of Indian mangroves. West Coast is supporting 31% of mangrove forest. Because of the smooth slopiness along the East Coast and presence of deltas, whereas the East Coast has got the steep slope and the rocky shore, narrow coastal area. That's the reason. So coming to the ecosystem service, the most wonderful ecosystem service is the mangroves are the most intense coastal sink in the world. And the mangroves are 10 times greater in carbon sequestration than any other tropical forest. And I have estimated Indian mangroves can absorb 93 million tons of carbon dioxide daily. The value is 372 million US dollars. This is the value of mangroves. So every day, Indian mangroves are earning 372 million US dollars for this country. Wonderful citizen of this country. Why mangroves are efficient in carbon sequestration? Because they are absorbing very high quantity of atmospheric carbon dioxide and storing in the form of biomass and in the soil. Nearly 80 to 90% of the mangrove soil domain is anaerobic. Because of this predominant anaerobic condition, the carbon is stored for millions and millions of years. Whereas in other forest system, mangrove, the carbon can be stored only for few decades, but only in mangroves, they are stored for millions and millions of years because of very high anaerobic condition found to be present in the mangrove system. My dear friends, because it is absorbing very high quantity of atmospheric carbon dioxide, they are reducing the heat energy and making the environment cool. Say, for example, in Abu Dhabi, it was demonstrated. In Abu Dhabi city, in United Arab Emirates, it was very hot. Used to be very hot previously. They developed mangrove forest right in the center of the city. After developing this mangrove forest, now Abu Dhabi city is cool. And the mangroves are reducing water pollutants and maintaining the water quality because they are converting the toxic heavy metals into sulfides and buried deep into the soil. This is the unique feature of these mangroves. And the mangroves are reducing the water pollution. If you have mangroves, it will be like this. If you don't have mangroves, it will become like this. So mangroves help in coastal protection, extreme weather events, shoreline erosion, sea level rise, and flood surges. 1 hectare of mangrove can protect 243 people from flood surges. And my dear friends, look at our successful story. We developed mangrove forest along the Pondicherry coastal area, Ariyankuppam, and also in many places of Tamil Nadu. You see, this is the boating jetty before tsunami. After tsunami, the same boat jetty was broken into pieces. The concrete structure was broken into pieces. The botanical structure was not affected. So we are the first to prove that the mangroves can mitigate human kill during tsunami 2004. And the mangroves saved thousands and thousands of human lives during the tsunami and other natural calamities. So, my dear friends, mangrove cover is increasing in India annually at the rate of 0.7%, but in the world it is disappearing annually at the rate of 0.4%. So, this is the unique feature of this country. And however, even though despite all the risk factors, mangrove cover is increasing, 40% of the mangrove area is being degraded in this country. And we had 6,000 square kilometers during 1960s. Now we have 4,975 square kilometers in India. All our students, volunteers should be involved in developing the mangrove forest along the coastal environment. And we are following 3 management strategies for the success story. One is promotory. We have identified 38 mangrove areas and we are protecting all the mangrove areas. In addition, regulatory. We have 31 coastal and marine protected areas where mangroves are well protected. And community involvement, participatory management. Community is involved in the mangrove conservation and development. So promotory, regulatory, and participatory, these are the 3 management strategies followed in this country to save mangroves, conserve mangroves. Today, mangrove loss is mainly because of human activity and natural stress factors. Of course, the human activity is also reduced after 2000 due to the conservation effort. But natural stresses, especially erosion, sea level rise, extreme weather, it's an immediate challenge for us. Now the sea level rise is 3 to 4 millimeter per year. It will become 3 millimeter per year in 2050. Mangroves can tolerate up to 6 millimeter per year of sea level rise, beyond which mangroves cannot tolerate the sea level rise. Therefore, sea level rise is a very serious issue. Now I want to tell you a success story in Singapore. In Singapore is again facing a problem of sea level rise. Singapore is going under the sea. What they do is they collect all solid waste materials from the people and they convert the solid material into ashes and they dump the ash material in the ocean. So it is just rising up as an island. Around this island, they are growing mangroves. So blue urbanization, artificial islands are being developed using mangroves, using the solid waste converted into ashes. So they are managing the solid waste. At the same time, they are developing new artificial islands. So in future, people from Singapore will be evacuated and they can be living happily in the new islands, blue islands, mangrove islands developed by the government of Singapore. Very innovative idea, I appreciate. Coastal biodiversity in India. Among the Asian countries, India is the only country with 2-century-long record of inventarization of coastal marine biodiversity. We have the total number of species of 20,000 plus, and variety of mollusks, variety of crabs, very beautiful, and variety of ornamental fishes, and variety of marine mammals in this country. We should feel proud of our country, and the coastal biodiversity in India is largely confined to commercial fishes. We should focus more on marine microorganisms. Ungunad Arts and Science College, very efficient colleges, can be involved in studying the marine microorganisms. And mostly 30% only we have explored. Remaining 70%, unexplored, especially the deep sea and remote island and minor issues are yet to be analyzed. So in this context, now the serious issue is color of the ocean is changing. Blue color, light blue color becoming lighter blue because of loss of microalgae. Every year 1% loss in the microalgae or phytoplankton. So phytoplankton is getting lost. What to do? Can we add urea fertilizer, phosphate fertilizer to the ocean and to increase the growth of phytoplankton? But it is a costly affair. We have to think in different line of it. In the lower bottom, seawater has got high nutrients, whereas the top layer has got low nutrients. Mixing of the seawater can increase the nutrient level. Thereby, can we make the phytoplankton productivity? People are thinking in that line. Next, in Mexico, what they are experimenting is they are keeping the statues. We are keeping all the statues above the land. But these Mexicans are keeping all the statues under the seawater. Therefore, they are increasing the marine life underwater. There. So let us have a vision to see, bigger to act, or to care Mother Nature and her future. Thank you very much for the great opportunity given. Please save coastal environment. Coastal environment will save us. Protect coastal ecosystems. Coastal ecosystems will protect us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Participants are requested to post their queries in the chat box.
Okay.
The session is now open for the discussion.
Professor Kathiresan, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am Pal Swami.
Yeah.
Sir, very excellent lecture you delivered today. We are very fortunate, and since we are not very access to coastal areas, we are very access to Western Ghats only. So very innumerable things we came to know about the taxonomic importance, biological importance, and other economic value, aesthetic value of our mangroves. So very a high amount of significant work you have done in this area. Your experience is most useful as particularly for young researchers to do the new area of their research in the coastal area. Definitely our scholars, the participants of coastal regions definitely will contribute their ideas and other things in future for the effective conservation and management of the coastal ecosystem with a particular reference to mangroves. So very fortunate, very lucky today we are having very wonderful and excellent lecture we received, sir. Thank you very much for your kind consent and wonderful lecture. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is a
Sir,
question.
good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you can proceed, sir.
Sir,
Very
excellent, sir. Very excellent topic you have taken today. We are very fortunate to add this session. Sir, actually, I am from Kerala. Sir, did you work anything in Kerala mangroves?
Yeah, I have done lot of work. In fact, a complete compilation about mangrove species and associated animal species recorded from your country. I am very happy to say the Kerala, even though has got a very small mangrove area, but rich in biodiversity. That
Yes,
is the unique feature of this Kerala mangroves. We need to do a lot in Kerala. Fantastic biodiversity, even though the area is less.
sir, did you work in Calicut and Talasheri area, I think?
Yes, those areas also.
We are in South Kerala, sir. There is a small patch of Astamudi wetland. Astamudi wetland. Nearby only the SN college is there, as you know, sir.
Very interestingly, one species, the Bruguera sexangula.
Yes,
It's
sir.
very rare to see, but in Kerala you can see that species. Very unique. Kerala is something great. That way.
Thank you.
In
Thank you,
biodiversity point of
sir. You had mentioned about the scope of studies on microbes in marine ecosystem and blue carbon and carbon sequestration. It's very nice, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Sir, there is a question from Chitrubini from 3rd BSc Botany, Konganadu College, sir. Her question is regarding, she wants to know the difference between the delta and an estuary.
Yeah, excellent. I think delta, it's a river mouth of the estuary where the silt particles settle down. And the silt particles settle down, forming the mud flats. And these mud flats at the river mouth are rich in nutrients, and the mangroves are colonized luxuriantly. Okay. And the estuarine system is the place where the sea water and fresh water, they are mixed together, and the mixing is taking place. That is estuarine system. So in the estuarine system, you can see freshwater organisms, also these saltwater organisms together living. This is biodiversity rich. But delta is the river mouth region or estuarine mouth region. You can find the deposition of the silt particles.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other questions from the participant side? If so, you can unmute your audio and you can ask sir directly. Is there any other questions? Okay, fine. The greatest danger to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. But if we don't take any action, who will do it? But I'm sure that sir is doing justice for this. Thank you very much, sir, for the things you are doing to the planet to save it. And thank you very much for your valuable thoughts and time you have shared and spent with us. Your lecture has so much of information and they are very elaborative and very much useful for the participants. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity given. The young people should work on this coastal ecosystem, especially blue carbon is going to be the order of the day.
Okay. Seeing